we handled some really tall 8 to 10 inch grass, thick, tall grass, mulching, no problem, ejecting, no problem. We are here with another adventure. Got a bag here, and it looks like we've got to clip that together. Alright, we've got a bag here, and here's our mower. Alright, that comes up to a decent height. That's some sort of ejector. Looks like got a charger and another. And I think this is going to be our battery. Alright, so got the 12 amp hour battery. They're 4 amp hour for 60 volt. And there's our second battery. What's our charge? 1 bar. Let's check this one. 1 bar. So we might not be able to run this tonight. Looks like our instructions come with a key. And here is the mower. This is the cockpit. Tilts well. This isn't very heavy at all. I'm like 6'2", and this is like a perfect height. That's one complaint I've had about mowers in the past, is I feel like I'm having to bend over when I'm walking around with them. But you know, this one's pretty good. So that's about head height, what it looks like. I know that we've got to put a key in. We've got our speed control, and this is going to be our throttle, and then our blade control is right here from what I've seen. And I don't know, is that like a mode for like 1 or 2 batteries? I don't know. I'll have to read the instruction book. But I've been wanting to get this mower or a mower like it since last year. I was looking around at them, and they didn't seem to have a 60 volt version of this mower. They had the 20 volt versions, but I didn't want to pop on that because I'm like, I would rather get a 60 volt because I know they're going to probably come out with one soon, and it looks like they did. So that's pretty much our unboxing as far as things go. Like I said, I'm going to have to get our batteries on the charger here and charge them up because they're dead, and it's about to go dark. The sun just barely went down. So we're gonna pick this up probably tomorrow, and we'll get some live action of what this is going to be like. We have a pretty significant lawn problem. It's like April 8th or something like that, and I have not mowed my lawn this year yet because my mower's been blown up, and I'm thinking we're pushing 8 to 10 inches in some of the deep spots. So we'll see if this is able to handle it or not. Alright, we are back here with our new mower. It's a bright and sunny day, and we've got a full charge on our batteries. The instruction manual on this thing is really terrible. I experienced this with a 60 volt crosscut miter saw that's probably going to be coming in a later video, but they give you all of these pictures with vague arrows where you can barely comprehend half the time what you're even looking at or what the purpose of any of this is. And they have little things, little numbers here that say like a label for these things of like what they are, but it's like I don't know where this is necessarily. It's not super clear. It's really bad. And again, there is some written stuff. It's all very generic. Power tool use and care. Wear protective equipment. Service. Charge the batteries. And this is again just all generic battery stuff. Grass collection bag. So there's finally some stuff here. But then why do you have all of this and you have to go like 10 pages beyond the pictures? Like, they should have all the pictures right next to this. This would make more sense. Battery switch. The mower can toggle between two batteries by using the battery switch located in the motor. Switch will point to the battery pack powering the motor. The mower can operate with only one battery installed. Okay. Cutting load meter. Okay, so there's actually some stuff here. I'm going to read through this and we'll come back to you. Alright. Did manage to read through and figure out a couple of things. The instructions were not really a whole lot of help. You know, this thing that is supposed to do everything as far as like locking and unlocking for the folding position. However, if you look on the side here, there's these little clips right here that you got to push in to fully fold the handle. So that was not super clear in the instructions. So I think that's fully extended. Yeah. So that's what we're looking like as far as stuff goes. We also need our safety key, which I think goes there, and then our batteries. I really don't like that this door does not stay open. That's kind of annoying. All right, so I think we are good as far as that goes. Now I mentioned we have some tall grass, and so I'm going to use a side ejection like that, and I think we are ready to give this a try. Alright, so this is our battery, and this is just the mode, so that's an automatic mode for cutting speed. And our mode here is able to be selected only when you've actually already started it. So that's a little interesting. So we have that. This is our speed control. And in the instruction manual it says for high grass you want to select the high speed, which makes sense. And let's see how deep our grass is here. Yeah, it's probably an average of 8. I don't have a huge yard, so hopefully this goes pretty quick and we can get through this. So I guess it's just time to see how this thing works. I have this on setting 2. I might need to raise it. This does seem a little bit low. Oh wait, that's setting 1. Or no, wait, that's 1, 2, 3. That's like probably 3 inches. Looks like we were trying to mulch. Oh yeah. Oh. Alright, we're going to try it on automatic mode here. Here, let's switch back to 1. Yeah, it looks like we still have full battery. We might have had some overload protection going. So, I was on mulching mode for a minute when I didn't realize it. And the mulching plug, when it's in and it's really tall grass, it looks like you probably do need to go over it a couple times here. What we'll do is I'm going to go over this again. I'm going to switch it back to mulching mode and see if we can like remow this and chop some of it up a little bit more, because again, this is like 8-inch tall grass, and yeah, it did a pretty okay job, but it could stand to be gone over again. I think we'll give you guys a close-up onboard view. a bit and mulched pretty well. So yeah, and this is super thick, super tall, 8-inch grass. Some stragglers to probably 10 inches. So yeah, I think that works pretty well. And just to show you, I'm still on battery 1, and we've only used 1 bar out of it. So maybe like 25% of the battery on 1 battery. I think when we were getting some little red flashies here, we were getting like an overload protection or something like that. So it's probably what's going on there. The only thing left is to do our front strip. So I'm gonna go and do that. All right, not bad. I think our total time to run was probably about 25 minutes, and we barely made a dent in the battery here. So I think this is more than enough for a yard, a full yard. You know, my backyard is about 3 times as big as the front as far as the lawn goes, and I don't think it would have any trouble getting through all of it. Again, we've got lots of dust and everything coming up here. Yeah, I think this is a good mower. One thing I do have to get used to is this throttle. So you can select a speed, but I'm used to something quite different. I'll show you. So this is my old mower. It's been sitting back here since last year. I don't know, it huffs and puffs, and like all of these controls for the choke and everything are like all messed up. This has been through 3 or 4 carburetors, and it doesn't want to run right if I can even get it started. I'm pretty sure there's like some valve damage or something like that. I've had this mower for 14 years, and this is what I mean by the throttle will take some getting used to. This is a Toro personal pace mower, and what I like most about this mower is just the throttle on the drive automatically increases the faster you walk. Like the more you push on this, the more throttle it gives you, which is like, to me, a killer feature of a mower. So not only is this the mower I've had the last 14 years, it owes me nothing as far as service goes. The mower that I kind of grew up using was a personal pace mower too, which is going back even farther, as a teen. So pretty much most of my mowing experience has been with a Toro personal pace. And again, this is a super killer feature. I wish other mowers could have it, but I don't know, they've probably got some sort of patent on that. So again, coming back to this guy and this throttle, it is nice. You can just use it to taxi around if you want, if you're lazy. But I am really not used to having to release this to pull back, because again, with a personal pace, you just pull back and it like takes all the throttle off. You push and it puts it on. And so one thing I found myself doing is on my turns, the wheels would keep going because I forget to release that, and you know, we would end up digging a couple little divots in the grass. So again, that's more of a me problem as far as things go. If you're used to other mowers that don't have that personal pace feature, this is probably normal for you, but for me it's a learning curve. The other nice thing is you know, once I'm done mowing, it's going to be really easy to pop out one of these batteries and just go directly into my grass trimmer and do my edging and all of that kind of stuff. I enjoyed it. Some getting used to as far as stuff goes, but that's not a big deal. Alright, and this thing, which I've already owned, is one reason why I went with the DeWalt 60-volt mower, is because, again, we share batteries and platforms with all my other power tools, and especially this thing. This is the universal attachment style, has the motor up here, and so you know, you're able to use an edger attachment. So I don't really need to do a whole lot of grass trimming right now, so we're going to switch over to edge mode. And oh, I should also mention, so this is a Darwin's grip. I don't know if you've ever heard of these, but if you are over 5'10", you probably want to be using one of these. It's a much better for you to carry around a grass trimmer or an edger, because if you're tall, you do not want to be bending over at all to use one of these things. So we'll show you a little bit of edging, and I think we'll wrap up this video. And this is on the low setting, by the way. And we're just one blower job away from being done. Alright, so here we are, end of our video. If DeWalt has you by the batteries the way that they have me by the batteries, and you're already in the system, I would definitely recommend this mower. We handled some really tall 8 to 10 inch grass, thick, tall grass. Mulching, no problem. Ejecting, no problem. I did not really do any bagging. It does come with a bag, but didn't do any bagging just because I don't have anywhere to put the clippings really, and I never really bag. I either eject or mulch. And again, having some good power tools to do your yard work is really nice. I will say it is kind of nice not having to deal with all of the problems with two-stroke engines and lawn mowers and carburetors and all of that every season, and winterizing and just everything. So that's it for the video. like the video if you like the video. Subscribe if you want to see some more content like this. We do lots of DIY and just showing you what I'm doing kind of stuff. So again, I'm not trying to tell you what to do, I'm just showing you what I'm doing, and today we're mowing a lawn with our new mower. Thanks. Good little baby. You like the short grass? You like the mower? It doesn't scare you like the gas one, huh? What is it? Okay. Oh yeah. You see? No, there's no button. It's okay.